Hello viewers, welcome once more. I'm your favorite girl, Advocate Maribel Praise. Today we'll be talking on STDs, and the STD we'll be talking on today is trichomoniasis. Wow, I know you'll be wondering trichomoniasis. By the way, what's an STD? STDs are sexually transmitted diseases. So we'll be dealing on one of them, and one of them amongst which is trichomonas. So now trichomonas is an STD being caused by a one-cell protozoan that belongs to a tiny group of parasites known as Trichomonas vaginalis. And this Trichomonas, what is its mode of spread, transmission? So its mode of transmission, it's during genital contact, that is through anal, oral, or vaginal sex. Yeah. So now we'll be looking at the classification of trichomoniasis. I'm doing this for the sake of my science students and my fellow medical personnel out there. Please, I want you to know that I'm open for contributions, I'm open for questions, and most especially, please, I'm open for corrections. If there's nothing you have to say, but please just look for what to say, especially corrections, what to add, what I wasn't supposed to add. Please, corrections. So move quickly to the classification. So for the classification, we are dealing on the species T. vaginalis, the phylum Metamonanda, the order Trichomonadida, the family Trichomonadidae, genus Trichomonas. That being said, we move forward to the incubation period of these Trichomonas. When will you know that you have been infected? How would you know? And what is incubation period? Incubation period is a time frame from when you got infected and to time which you started having your symptoms. That is, for example, you got infected yesterday, symptoms start showing today. That's incubation period. And so for trach, the incubation period is 5 days to 28 days. But this is not standard. It's not static. It doesn't apply to everyone, as there are people who can have this parasitic infection and the last week eat for months before being manifesting symptoms, and there are some that they be with it for years. Yes, so they go by asymptomatic means being infected without signs and symptoms. So that being said, we go forward to one of the most important section of this lecture, of this health talk, which is the signs and symptoms of trach. Now, the signs and symptoms of trach, the one amongst which is abnormal vaginal discharge. It's but normal that you should have slight vaginal discharges because your vagina cleanses itself. It's an automatic cleanser to itself. You know, it's a kind of sterile. We call it, say it's sterile. Yeah. So now, it becomes a problem when your discharges are abnormal. How would you know that it's abnormal? One, the color and the smell. You may have a greenish yellow discharge, a kind of dark brown, a kind of cream white. The discharge doesn't seem abnormal. It doesn't seem like transparent, clean. So when you start seeing such discharges, I'm not saying if you see them means you have trach, but I'm saying that it calls for questioning. You need to think out of the box. So still on discharge, you realize that you may have a kind of fishy smell, a kind of foul fishy smell, or a kind of floaty look, kind of floaty, or your discharge may be thick and thin. So when you realize that the discharge is thick and thin, please, it calls for questioning. Or if it has kind of fishy smell, how can I compare it to, okay, smoked fish? When you hold dry fish, especially that troncanda or second to bonga, how they smell the bee. Yes, sometimes the vaginal discharge may be of salt. So when it's like that, please, it calls for questioning. It will be fast. And now the sign and symptoms. S, burning sensation. You just feel like, oh, it's like there's fire down there. You're just restless. You're restless. You feel heat. You feel hot when you've done nothing. That also calls for questioning. When you start having burning sensations. With some people, they feel kind of like fire burning around the pelvis, around the pelvic areas. Some at times people feel kind of strange burning sensation around the iliac fossas, both the right and left iliac fossas. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm already entering anatomy. Please, for those who are not medical personnel, I talk saying about corner your navel for the right side for down here, for down here, side they operate appendix, or maybe for the left side, for this side they operate hernia. So we call the iliac fossas. Yes. So now, another sign and symptom happens to be discomfort when peeing, when passing on urine. There's some people to pee, they'll be like, It's a kind of war, it's like you're battling with yourself. It's like your system is like, no, pee, don't pee, pee, don't pee. Some people, whenever they think of going to pass out urine, they'll be like, ah, Papa God, that they can't feel that pain again. You start having such discomfort, you don't feel free. So when you have those signs, symptoms, please rush to nearby health center. But I'm not saying if you have any, it means you're infected. But I'm just giving an advice that when you have this, please go for consultation. There are people that they itch become so chronic in a way that when they are itching themselves, they can't control. You see someone at the marketplace will just be like, you are talking to somebody, the person is not replying, the person is scratching. I don't know if you experience it too. I've seen people like that, and myself I've experienced it now. You just be like, and the more you scratch, the more it is sweet, the more you want scratch, the more you want scratch. I know, right? So when you have such experience, please, it is very important that you go for a check. Now, I want us to know there's a difference between STDs, STIs, and UTIs. Don't get confused, don't mix it up. STDs are sexually transmitted diseases. STIs are sexually transmitted infections, while UTIs are urinary tract infection. So, trick is a parasitic infection. It's an STD, not a UTI. Now, UTIs are being caused by bacteria. Bread. When you have UTIs, that is urinary tract infection, if they are left untreated or if poorly treated, it might cause you immunosuppression. Your immune system, that is, let me explain in layman language, your immune system will reduce, get the ability for prevent you from infections. And when that's been done, you are exposed, you become susceptible, you become vulnerable to other infections, amongst which trach is involved. Wow. So with that, we'll rush quickly. I don't want us to take up to 10 minutes. We'll rush quickly now to prevention. Prevention. How can you prevent this scratching? You feel like you want to scratch, you want to pee, it's not coming out, all that kind of discomfort as women. How will you prevent it? Number one, safe sex. It should be of best interest that as a woman you can transmit it to your partner. Of course, it transfers. It's very possible. Passes through the genital canals, the genital tract. So it's very possible for you to transmit to another person. So please practice safe sex. We're talking about safe sex. We're talking about the use of condom. I think on our next videos, we'll be talking about condom, sex prevention. It's very important, especially in the society where us youths, our sexual drive, our libido is so high, higher than even that of our parents. Please, while trying to satisfy your sexual urge, make sure you stay safe. Sicknesses are real. STDs are a kind of real. But the good thing is can be treated. It's treatable. It's curable. It's not a death sentence. Another thing is be monogamous. Be monogamous. One partner. One partner. One partner. Now, I'm not talking on a spiritual base. I wouldn't say no, sex is just for the married people. Medical field is different from spirituality. So if you're a social person, though I'm not advising premarital sex, but I'm saying that if you're experiencing premarital sex, one partner at a time. And if you're married, please do yourself and your partner a good by staying faithful, one partner. Another thing is avoid douching. A lot of us, because we know too much hygiene, out of misinformation or wrong information, we turn to harm ourselves rather than doing good. You just see someone will be like, "DJ, it clean vagina, DJ this way, it clean your system." You just buy, and then at the end of the day, you are just insected. Please, the vagina is a sterile zone of its own. It's not a place you just go apply creams because you heard someone saying that it's applicable, unless it has been medically proven or medically prescribed to you by a physician. Don't just apply stuff, and avoid inserting your hand when cleaning up. You don't insert your hand in there. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Don't, and I repeat, don't do that. If you want to clean yourself as a woman, you clean at the vulvas or the outside of the vagina, around the mons pubis, the labia minora. For medical person understand what I'm trying to say. Outside, anything outside where your finger no go for inside, that is where you need to clean. And please, with just normal clean water, nothing added to it. It should be just water, except a physician prescribed something to you. But if not, don't do self-medications. Avoid self-medication by just applying stuff to your vagina anyhow. Another thing is, make sure you don't abuse drugs. Drug abuse is very common in our society. Drug abuse, drug misuse. Something just happens to you and you just rush and just buy drugs anyhow. It's funny. And when they say take one, you say one no go work, I take two. Two no go you work, say me I fat so 2 months go, two time work my skin. You take three. Some of them even take four. I mean, you're going beyond the prescription and it's not correct. And alcohol too. Woo. Njoka. Today na Saturday. Samedi soir. You go drink one, you want drink five. You want even drink 2 crates. For which belly now? It's not good. Now this kills your system. It ridicules your immune system. It exposes you. And permit me to go back on signs and symptoms. I forgot a very important part of it. One of the most important signs and symptoms of this is redness of the vulvas. Redness and soreness. I know you will not ask me, how do not say the red for inside or it gets sore. Let me tell you, as a woman, it's but normal that every week you check your vagina, whether you're married or not. It is not your partner who is to check it for you for the marriage. You check yourself. How do you do it? Okay, I'll just be practical. So let's just say this is our side mirror. This is a little piece of mirror. This is a mirror. Let's just say it's a mirror. Yeah. So while at home, what you do is squat. You have to squat as though you're on your toilet. Put the mirror down. So while you squat, you're looking down. When you look down, you will see everywhere. You will see everything. So when you know how your vagina looks like, and you keep on checking weekly or monthly, when there's any abnormalities, you would know. Yes, you will know. And another thing is shave. Shave properly. Shave properly, but not totally. But shave properly. And so when you shave, it will enable you to see your vagina well. Not the inside. You can't see inside actually, but you can see the outer part of it. So when you squat and the mirror is down, you will definitely see anything there that needed not to be or any abnormality that is there. You will quickly detect. And when you see 1 or 2 of these signs or symptoms, please rush to the nearby health center for consultation. Don't rush to the pharmacy and you just go and buy drugs anyhow. It's good to avoid self-medications. It's always important that you rush to the hospital. They give you clinical diagnosis, they send you to the lab for investigations, and then they have the result. And after which you've been treated according to your results. Please avoid self-medications. And also, I want you to know that trich is being treated. Trichomonas vaginalis is being treated. It's curable. So if you have those symptoms, don't conclude and don't say, Marivon said. I've not said if you have those symptoms, it therefore means you have trich. But I'm saying that there's a possibility for you to have trich with these symptoms, especially when you are sexually active. So when you have these symptoms, don't buy medications. Rush to the hospital and have your consultation, investigations, and possible treatment if there is any. Wow, this is just one amongst the few, because we'll be handling different types or different kinds of STDs. And please, I want to beg on you once more. Leave me your comments in the comment section. I wish to know your questions, your likes, your dislikes, your worries, your contributions, and as I earlier said, most importantly, your corrections. Have you learned something? If yes, then why not share? Why not help? Education is power, like I always say, and your health is your wealth. So what you don't know, when you're not informed, you're deformed. A lot of women are suffering, and most of the times our mothers will say, buy her water, carry her water, put out the TP, put so this she done. It's good, but I don't think that is the best option to do, because when trich is not properly treated, it poses a problem in the nearest future. So please share, like, comment. Thank you, and see you next time where we'll be talking on an amazing topic still on STDs. Ciao.